Shalom Uvracha. Okay, so we're going to begin Maim Rabim of Tafshin Lamed Chet of the Rebbe from the Cheder. Maim Rabim lo yuchlu lechabot et ha'ahava u'neharot lo yishtafuha. Many waters will not extinguish the love of Hashem, and the neharot, the rivers, right, will not wash it away. So this pasuk is at the end of Shir HaShirim, as it's explained in the Kehat, Ma'amar translation. Okay, and it's a love relationship between Hashem and us, and it shows us the love that Hashem has for the Jewish people, and also not just all the Jewish people, but every Jew in particular. It's explained by the Mamarim of Rabbeinu Nesienu, the Rebbe, the Rebbeim, that Shemaim Rabim, the many waters, and Kol Tirdot HaParnasa, are all the worries, the troubles of Parnasa. A person is worried about making a living. Here it's translated as anxiety and preoccupation, which is something very extensive, and where the mind's really occupied by it. You have this pressure, you're being pulled in different directions, as it's translated here. And thoughts regarding matters of this world. And nevertheless, all these thoughts, all these worries, all these troubles, because Tirdot are troubles, they cannot extinguish, turn off the hidden love for Hashem that every Jew has contained within, Mesuteret, concealed within. As it's emphasized here in chapters 18 through 19 of Tanya, it's emphasized every Jew's neshama is an actual part of Hashem. Chelek Elokam imal mamash. The Parashat says mamash in the Tanya. Every Jew has a natural desire to become unified with Hashem, to attach to Hashem. Kivyochol. But what do we have? We have the godly soul, the neshama, the nefesh elokit. And the problem is the neshama. We're talking about, sorry, but you also have the animal soul, and there's this constant battle between the good and good and bad. Nevertheless, so he emphasizes here that even though there's all these worries, it cannot extinguish the hidden love for Hashem. All these, okay. Even when the thoughts which we discussed above, that worry about making parnasa, worries, right? They're very, very troubling. Until they like float. In other words, it overflows. Not without any interruption at all. Like rivers that constantly continuing to flow. And it's moving like nayad. And going beshetef gadol, with a great, powerful current. They will not wash away the love, the ahava, and they won't turn it off, extinguish it. Let's carry on. Bet. To explain what the precise lashon, linguistically, what tirdot parnasa means, the troubles of parnasa, earning a livelihood, in Ektiv. In Ektiv yegia kapecha ki tochel ashrecha v'tov lach. Famous pasuk, right? In Tehillim 128:2. Yegia kapecha, the yegia, the hard work of your kapayim, of your hands, that you shall eat. Ashrecha v'tovlach, and praiseworthy, it's not quoted in the Mamar, but it's Ashrecha v'tovlach, how praiseworthy it is, and it's good for you. So we see there's an advantage to work and efforts and earning your own, bread. And there's much further to say about that. And it's known the diuk, the precise inference in this. That's a translation. It means it's specifically that your labor, your work, your efforts should be with your hands specifically, but not in your mundane labor, in your work. It should not be with the yigiyah, with the labor, with the hard work of the brain and the heart. Our brain and our heart should be focused on serving Hashem, fulfilling our purpose in this world. Even though the divine blessing is in this world is drawn down through the nature, right? The garment of nature. Nevertheless, there needs to be there must be actions. There must be an action through which the blessings of Hashem will enter and be enclosed. The Rebbe Marash would say that even today, in the era of exile, our parnasa, everything our sustenance descends like manna from heaven, even today. And you can see this in Sefer Maimarim, 5709, and also Derech Mitzvotecha. And even today, in the era of exile, our sustenance descends like manna from heaven. Okay, we're going to carry on. God will bless you in everything that you do. What does you have to do? You have to make an effort, right? Also, at times, you really have to make great efforts because things are concealed. When it comes to you have to make great efforts in order to unlock those blessings and that shefa, that great abundance. Now, nevertheless, so yes, you have to sometimes work very hard in order to find a way to unlock that, to open that shefa, that abundance from Hashem. מכל מקום, אין צריך להשיג בעשייה זו כי אם רק את כוחות החיצונים שלו. יגיע כפיך כפיים משך אלפים חיצונים. Okay, so even when you have to labor, you have to work hard in order to find, the way to unlock, to draw down the blessings of Hashem, that shefa, that sino, that, But you need to do it only with your external limbs. But not with the more elevated, profound and elevated powers, namely the mind and the heart. These powers, the mind and the heart, they need to be sanctified and consecrated and dedicated in order to serve Hashem. This is the purpose of the creation. I am changing the translation sometimes a little bit, explaining a little bit different than not. It's the same idea of what they're saying here, but just to give our own understanding. That's why. So we use a different word. Sometimes it's a word that speaks more to me, but it's the same connotation, same definition ultimately. Agam shimikevon, because we want to talk to our animal soul. As we learned yesterday, the Alter Rebbe says in Torah Or, the Morazaken, that the animal soul, Nefesh HaBahamit, that we have within us, that keeps trying to get us involved with certain things, and that animal soul, yes, it's fallen very low, and yet it comes from a very high level. comes to Olam HaTohu, the world of Tohu, meaning, and meaning if we really utilize the animal soul within us to serve Hashem, B'chol me'odecha, to love Hashem with all your might, then we can definitely come to a much higher level of serving Hashem because of the roots, the chasin, the roots of the animal soul from such a high place. And therefore, if we utilize our animal soul in serving Hashem, we can come to a much higher level. And that's our purpose. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to serve Hashem with our animal soul. So when we speak a language that is not such as Latin or English, and we're learning Chassidut, we're talking to animal soul and telling him it's not worthwhile to engage in bad things and get involved, in activities that are detrimental. You want to really have pleasure. You want to really fulfill your desires. You want desire, right? You want something. You want to be happy, truly happy, not happy for a moment, for an instant, but really happy. Get involved in learning Torah. You'll feel free from all the constraints. Do chesed. This really opens up our mind. Get involved with something godly, with Hashem. The more you learn Torah, the more you come to a state of happiness, of submission, of, and you realize what life is all about, what we're here for in this world. Chassidus always emphasizes, we're here, and Hashem read this aguf, for a purpose. Agam, at times, the blessing of God is concealed. And it's hidden in the garments of nature. So what do you have to do? You have to use your mind in business, with business, right? For the business. You have to think, what am I going to sell? Right? It's only what is necessary for the action to accomplish the task. But it's not in the manner where he becomes, intellectually he's working hard, and emotionally he's seeking different strategies. But hitchakmut is more than that. Hitchakmut means you're trying to use chachmas, you're trying to outsmart others. You're going to try to outsmart, your customers or whatever, or you're going to try to do different things, different strategies. But tachbulus is not a positive word in my humble understanding. It means doing different, maybe non-kosher things, maybe even kosher things, but they're not completely, because in business a lot of biblically a person can transgress. A salesperson, if he's not very honest, he's nevadat, he's stealing the mind of the customer, very, very easy to transgress, very serious sins. This is very important too. But people can think, okay, how am I going to be successful? How am I going to unlock the blessings? How am I going to draw down the blessings of Hashem? I have to do a few things that are a little bit, chas v'shalom, shady, or, No, the answer is no. It's the blessing of Hashem that will make you rich. The occupation, the business, the work is only a garment, vêtement in French, is a garment for the blessing of Hashem. Not that the best the business that you own is not your source of parnasa, your income. Chas v'sholom, the Rebbe adds here. It's understood. Just like your clothes, your garments, what you're wearing. If you wear too many garments, you're not helping at all. There's no hedef. You're not facilitating. You're not helping anything. To the contrary, sometimes you're just causing greater harm. Okay? You put too many clothes. You wear baggy trousers, baggy pants. You're going to trip over them, right? Turn the page. This is the inference, the exact why it's used lashon tirdas parnasa, the worries, the troubles of parnasa. Even though a Jew has come to a state where they're called tirdot parnasa, the worries of parnasa, this indicates that he's not contemplating and reflecting as he should, according to his as he should be that it's God who's giving him the blessings of the parnasa. Nevertheless, though he has descended to this level, that he's forgetting that it's Hashem who's providing his parnasa, and therefore that's why he comes to a level of troubles of parnasa, of worries about parnasa, how he's going to get his paycheck or pay paychecks for his workers. He forgot because of even these worries, even though you've descended to such a level, they cannot extinguish, turn off. Okay, the hidden love that every Jew has. Try to carry on a little more. The novelty here, that the many waters cannot extinguish the love. The source of many waters, that is the worries of parnasa, the troubles of parnasa, anxiety, preoccupation, earning a livelihood, is tohu. It comes to the level of tohu, chaos. Okay, a very high level. Before tohu is as is explained here. Okay, there's olam tohu and then there's the olam tikun. Olam tohu is higher than olam tikun, and the lights were so powerful. Olam tikun, there's kelim, but not riboy orot. But olam tohu is riboy orot, a lot of lights. The problem was it was shvirat hakelim, and that's explained here. Okay, and it's kedai to see this online, and I think available on Chabad.org. Maim Rabim, just spelled Maym Rabim 5738. Tafshin Lamed Chet, 1978. I think Shekadam, which precedes, cannot be understood simply chronologically, but letikun. Okay, so a tohu precedes. In other words, it doesn't mean really precedes, but it means at a higher plane. Okay, a loftier spiritual rung. Okay. There are many waters, very powerful. Gam, right? Mitzad shoshim mikom. One, because they're very from a very high root and source, olam tohu, and secondly, and also the abundant lights. I think. Okay. And this is the chiddush here. Many waters cannot extinguish the love, and the rivers, right, will not wash it away. Even though the source for many waters and the neharot and the rivers, is on the level of tohu, which is on a higher level than tikkun. Rather than saying precedes, we're going to say on a higher level. That's a connotation here rather than denotation. Shoresh nefesh elokit. Okay, so the many waters, the source of the many waters and the rivers, meaning the worries of parnasa, is from olam tohu, which is higher than the level of nefesh elokit. Nevertheless, those worries, those abundant waters and rivers which come from olam tohu, which from the higher level in the olam tikun, because nefesh elokit is olam tikun, the world of tikkun, right? Nevertheless, that cannot extinguish the love, like extinguish a fire, extinguish the love of the godly soul for Hashem, that innate, that intrinsic, profound love that a Jew has for Hashem is nefesh elokit. הטעם הזה הוא כמו שנאמר לפני זה, שפר איש באש על הבט coals of fire, a powerful flame, fiery flames or fiery flames. ששורש הנשמה והאהבה, the source of the neshama, of the soul, and the hidden love, מסותרת שבה הוא בעצמות או אינסוף שלמעלה גם מבחינת התוהו. That love in the nefesh elokit is not from olam tikun. That's from a higher level. That love is from the source, the racine in French, from the source of the essence of Hashem,